everyone. Let's start with the lecture number 2. So let's do a revision of what we did in the lecture number 1. So what we did in the first lecture 1, we started with the integers. So the first thing we did, like what are the integers? What is the need of the integers? And we have seen like how we can use the sign, negative sign, positive sign. What are the different aspects for hot and cold, for profit and loss, for increment and decrement, right? So we use the sign, and then we have done the representation of integers on a number line, right? And then we have done the integers. Comparison of integers, we have seen that all the negative numbers are always lesser than zeros, right? The numbers, if you go on the right hand side, the number which are more far from zero are greater, right? And on the left hand side, if you see that the negative integers, the numbers which are more lesser, that's towards the zero, are like more greater, right? So we have seen that the negative one is the greatest negative numbers. And if I talk about the smallest negative number, like smallest negative number will be what? Undefined. Similarly, if we say about what is the greatest positive number, so that is still again undefined. And then we have done the addition of integers. No, before addition of integers, we have done, that is finding like numbers on the numbers line within the given some conditions. We have done the questions on that, and we have done the absolute value, and then we have done addition of integers on the number line, and then we have done the addition of integers without a number line, right? So we have seen like if you want to add the two integers that both are positive, so you have to just add it. This we have been doing since the basics, like from our like junior grades, right? So when you have to add two negative number like -3, -2, add -3 and -2, so it will be what? You have to add the absolute value, right? The absolute value of -2 is what? 2. Absolute value of -3 is 3. So you just add them up. So it will be what? 3 plus 2 will be 5, and put the negative sign. So it will be what? -5. So if one is negative, the other is positive. So if you're going to add them up, so actually you have to subtract them, right? The absolute values, you have to subtract them, right? So once you have done the subtractions, what is the sign that you have to pass? Like if I give add -5 plus 2, right? -5 and plus 2. So actually you will be subtracting their absolute value. So 5 minus 3 is what? 2. Right? So -5, like 5 is like absolute value of -5 is greater. So 5 has a negative sign. So answer will be what? -2. But if I say add 5 plus -3, right? So 5 minus 3. So you're adding one negative and a positive integer. One is a negative integer. So actual may you will be subtracting. Actual may you will be subtracting, right? So it will be what? 5 minus 3 is 2. Now 5 is like 5. Numeric 5 is what? Numerically greater or not? It have a positive sign. So it will be what? +2. So this we have done in the last class. So let's do one simple question on this, true and false, and then we switch to the like parts of it with the next class, right? So let's start with that. Just share my screen. Yeah. Can you see this? Okay. So let's start with this. You have to just say which of the following statements are true or false, right? The smallest integer is 0. Smallest integer starts from where, beta? The integer starts from what? Dot. Negative number, then -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then dot, right? So the smallest integer is 0, false, right? Again, the opposite of 0 is what? 0, yes, because opposite of 1 is what? -1, and opposite of 2 is what? -2. So it's, yes, true, right? Now, 0 is not an integer. False. 0 is an integer, right? We say that 0 is neither positive nor negative, but we never say that 0 is not an integer. We say that 0 is neither positive nor negative integer, right? So it is an integer, so it's false, right? Okay, 0 is a larger than every negative numbers. Yes, we have done in the last class, because see, 0 is lying in the rightmost position. So it is yes. So numbers who are lying more right, it's like more greater, right? If I write over here like -8, so 3 is on the right hand side, right? The numbers who are on the right hand side will be more greater, and the numbers who will be in the left hand side will be smaller. So we say that -3 is greater than -8, right? So 0 is on the right hand side of all the negative numbers. So yes, it's true, right? Now, the absolute value of an integer is greater than the integer. No, the absolute value of an integer is equal to the integer, right? it's like you cannot say, like if you say the absolute value of -2, it will be 2, right? Or if I say absolute value of 2 will be 2, so it will be like greater or it will be equal, right? So it is false, right? Now, the positive integer is greater than its opposite. Positive integer is greater than its opposite. Opposite means what, right? This is true, right? If you say like opposite of, I say opposite of 2. So opposite of 2 is equals to what, beta? -2. So opposite of -2, but it is like, yes, it's true. Yes, positive integer is always greater than its opposite. So you take the opposite of 2 is -2, opposite of 3 is -3, opposite of 10 is what? -10. Yes, it's true, right? Now, every negative integer is less than the every natural numbers. Yes, that's also true, because the negative numbers lie on the left hand side and the natural numbers are what, beta? Natural numbers starts from what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So all the natural numbers are what? Positive. The positive numbers are always greater than what? The negative numbers are not. Yes, so it is again true, right? Now, 0 is the smallest positive integer. False, right? 0 is neither positive nor negative, so it's again false. I think so it's clear with everyone. It was a quick revision with everyone. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the new topic. That's the new topic. First, as we have done in the whole number, like the closure properties, the properties of the whole numbers. Now let's do the property of the integers. Properties of integers has been taught in the class 6 as well as the part 7, right? So properties is like some of the teacher teaches you, some of the teacher doesn't teach you, but this is the actually the part of the class 7. The properties of the integers are generally being taught in the class 7, right? So first we will do the properties of, let's do the properties of, write down the heading, properties of, right? This is a nice color to use, right? Properties of integers, right? So properties of integers will be dealing with what? The first will be dealing with what? Closure property, right? What is a closure property? Closure property means what? Yeah, this is a nice color, beautiful color. Okay. So closure property means what? Like if you take the two integers and if you apply any, like take any two integers and apply the mathematical operation on it and you get the answer as an integer, then we say that the given number is closed under that operation, right? So if I say, let us suppose if I say, I'm saying it again, take any two integer, like I say integer 1, right? Integer 1, right? And I'm applying and take integer 2, right? Take integer 2. Two integers, if you take any two integers and apply mathematical operation on it, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the answer is integer. Answer is integer. Then we say that it is closed. It is closed under that mathematical operation, right? So a little bit quick, mathematical operation, right? Okay, so let's take an example of the closure property, little bit quick, right? So this we have done also. So if we talk about the addition, so we say it's closed or not. Yes, it's closed. If I take like addition 2 plus of -2, right? So this will be what? 2 plus 2 will be what? 0. So this is an integer, this is an integer, this is an integer. So yes, it's closed. Now let's talk about subtraction, right? Subtraction. If you take any two numbers, right? If I'll take like 3 plus minus of 2, right? So 3 minus of 2, this is again an integer, this is again an integer, the answer is 1. So again an integer, so yes, it's closed under subtraction also, right? Now let's talk about multiplication, right? So multiplication is like this, multiplication is like this. So multiplication will be what? If I say 3 into 2, so this is equals to what, beta? 6, right? So this is again an integer, this is again an integer, this is again an integer, so yes. Right. Now, if I talk about division, right? So division it should be always, if I give you an example, 6 divided by 2, the answer is 3, right? But if I say 6 divided by 4, the answer is 3 by 2, right or not? So yes, this is an integer, this is an integer, this is an integer. So here it's yes. Here is an integer, this is an integer, this is an integer, but not integer, right? Not integer. So it should be followed all the time. So we say that overall not closed under division, not closed under division, right? Integers are not closed under division. This is true, right? Now let's take the new thing. What is the next property? The next property is what? Next property is basically what? Commutative property, right? So we have learned about commutative property, right? Commutative property, right? Commutative property. So let's talk about the commutative property. Okay, so commutative property means what? You take the integer and swap up the position, right? So if you take the integers, like if you do the addition, you swap up the position, like a, like if I'll write again like in the same way, if I write in the same way, like integer 1, and then I write integer 2, right? And then they swap out the position. This is integer 2 and this is integer 1, right? Just a second. Integer 1, right? So if you just apply the mathematical operation, so this will be division. So here it's like plus, minus, into, and then divide, right? So what happened if you give a close observation, beta, that integers are closed under addition and multiplication, because if you give about like addition 2 plus 3, right? These are integers. So yes, this is, if I write 3 plus 2, this is true for addition, right? This is true for addition. Now if I write about multiplication, so this will be what, beta? 2 into 3 is equals to what? 3 into 2, right? But if you talk about the subtraction, if you write about subtraction, so this will be what, beta? 3 minus 2 is not equals to 2 minus 3. This we will be learning a little bit later, right? So I'll be telling you why 3 minus 2 is not equal to 2 minus of 3, right? If you see on the number line, if you just see on a number line, later on just I'm going to teach you this part. So yes, I'm going to teach you. So commutative property, addition and multiplication. Similarly, the closure property, this we have also done for the like closure property also. Closure property also we have done. Closure property. Then we have associative property, right? Then we have associative property, right? Associative property means what? This again also follow for what? It follows for addition, right? That is addition. It means what? You take the three numbers like a plus b plus c, right? You take the bracket and then you leave a plus b and then you leave the c, right? It's true, right? Similarly, like if I'll write 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equals to what, beta? 2 plus 3 plus 4, right or not? So this is 2 plus 7 is equals to what? 5 plus 4, which is equals to 9, is equals to 9, right? Similarly, this follows for what? Yes, for addition. And similarly, we have done also, this is for multiplication. So little bit quick. So multiplication, if you talk about, it will be what? A into b into b into c. This is equals to what? A into b into c, right? So this is what? 2 into 3 into 4 is equals to what? 2 into 3 into 4, right? So this is what? 2 into 12 is equals to what? 6 into, this will be equals to 12 into 4, right? This will be equals to 12 into 4, right? So this is what? 24 is equals to 24. So yes, for multiplication, right? Now let's take out like what we have done in the additive. This we have done in the part of a whole number. So I'm just going with a quick revision, right? So let's see, like we have done like what are the additive laws of additions we have done, right? So laws of additions we have additive inverse, and then that is law of addition, right? So this is the new topic. So we have what is an additive inverse, existence of additive inverse, right? Existence of additive inverse, right? Because this is more important. See, beta, what happened? Like subtraction of like integers. Subtraction of integers that you have on the number line has been taught in class 6, and later on nobody cares how you did, right? So first, how you did existence of additive inverse. I know everyone have done what is an additive inverse, right? Additive inverse means like additive identity first, not inverse. Additive identity, not inverse. It's like identity, right? First, we'll go with the additive identity. Additive identity means what? If you add in a number, like what do you mean by additive identity? Like for every integer, right? If you are going to take for every integer a, right? So if you're going to add a plus 0 will be equals to what? 0 plus a is equals to a or not? If you're going to add 0 in any of the number, you're going to get the same number or not, whether negative, whether positive, right? So if I say, so can I say that 0 is what, beta? Additive identity or not? Additive identity? Yes or no? 0 is the additive identity. For example, if I say 3 plus 0 is equals to 0 plus 3 is equals to 3. If I say minus 3 plus 0 is equals to 0 plus of minus 3 is equals to what? 0 or not? Yes or no? If you're going to add, this is equals to minus 3, right or not? This is equals to what? Minus 3. So if you're going to add 0 in any of the side, you will get the answer as what? So 0 is known as what, beta? Additive inverse, and surely we'll be seeing what is the use of it, right? Now let's come to the next topic. Yeah, so what is an additive identity, right? Additive identity, right? Additive identity. I'm inverse, I'm saying identity, and identity, I'm saying inverse, right? So I don't know what, but additive inverse, right? Additive inverse. Additive inverse means what? It's just the opposite of the number. Opposite of the number means what? If you say, like for every integer, I'll just write this. For every integer, I'll say every integer a, there exists integer minus a such that if you're going to add these two numbers, that is a plus of minus a is equals to 0 and minus a plus of a is equals to 0. So we have learned like 2 minus 3, right? So 2 minus 3 will be what, beta? Sorry, 3 minus 3. Like if I have given you 3 oranges and I have taken back 3 oranges from you, right? So what will be the total sum? It will be 0, right? So let us suppose if you're standing on a stairs, right? So what will be your sum? If I say, what will be your sum? If I say like additive inverse, if you're standing on a 0, you went on plus 3. Like you went on plus 3 on the ground top floor, right? And then you came minus back 3. So you went on the 0 or not? Let us suppose you're on a lift. You entered on a ground level and you did plus 3 on the lift. So you went on the third floor. On the third floor, you went up and then you press 3 again, like minus 3 again. Like let us suppose there's a number like minus 3 again, back to the same position. So you'll be reaching to the ground floor or not, right? So if I ask you the question like, so can I say that every number, like for example, if I ask you, what is additive inverse? What is additive inverse of 5 and minus 5 to minus 3, right? So additive inverse of minus 2 will be what? Minus 5. Minus 5 will be what, beta? 5. Minus 2, 2, and minus 3 will be what? Plus 3. So we have done, like we have seen on the number line also. Let us suppose we have seen on a number line. If you have a number line, this is 0. If it 1, the opposite of 1 is what? Minus 1. 2, then opposite of 2 is what? Minus 2. Equidistant, like 0 is a mirror and the right hand side 2, left hand side minus 2, right? If I say 3, then the negative of 3 is what, beta? Minus 3. So minus 3 is what? Additive inverse of 3, and additive inverse of minus 3 is what? 3. So 3 position from 0 on the left and 3 position from the right. This is the way you have to deal, right? So we say that, thus minus a is the additive inverse of a, and a is the additive inverse of minus a? Yes or no? Right. So can I say that one more example? What is additive inverse? What is additive inverse of minus a? Right. Negative of negative a. So this will be what, beta? A or not? This is one entire number, right? So negative of negative a will be what, beta? A. Yes or no? What is a negative additive inverse? For example, if I write minus of minus 2, so this will be equals to what? And that is, you have to take the change the sign, right? So this will be equals to what, 2, right or not? Yes. Okay. Now, look, by taking this example, now we will learn how to, like, now new heading will be what, basically? The new heading will be subtraction of integers on number line, right? Yeah, we're going to do this subtraction. This is a new heading, that is subtraction of integers on number line, right? On number line. So we'll go with the rule. So first rule number 1, and with the question, right? So rule number 1, to subtract a positive integer move to the left, right? Actually, I'll just, let me write this down. This is of the bookish knowledge a little bit, and I'll tell you the easiest way to get the answer. To move to the left, right, on the number line. Yeah. Actually, May, what happened, like when you do the addition, right? If I say to subtract two numbers, like, to be very honest, I'll give you one simple example over here, right? If I say subtract 2 minus of minus 3, right? So what is the additive inverse of this number? What is the additive inverse of this number? The additive inverse of this minus 3 will be what, beta? Plus 3 or not? So this entire, because negative of negative, right now we have just done negative, that is additive inverse of negative a is what, 1. So what is the additive inverse of this entire number? It will be what, 2 plus 3. So can you just do the question like this, right or not? Or if I write like minus 2 minus of 3, right? Yes or no? So what is the additive inverse of 3, right? What is the additive inverse of this number, right? Right or not? So just, I'll give you, like, see, additive inverse of this will be what, beta? Minus 3. Yes or no? So this will be what? Minus 2 plus of 3. Right? So this is the same question as we have done just before it, right? So you have to just move left and right. So just take it in that way, get the question, convert into the additive inverse, and then you solve the question, right? So it says that if I give you the question like this, so we have to, okay, so if I give you the question, subtraction is just the opposite of what, beta? Addition, right? So it's like that. If I give you the question, find 3 minus of 4, right? So first you will make a number line, right? It says that to subtract a positive number, you have to move a left, right? So what do you have to do? It's like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is -1, this is -2, -3, -4, -5, right? So it sees over here, first what we should do. We should do over here like this. It's like that, first you move to 3. First, like, you start from the 3 and see. Right now, before, like in the positive sign, what we have done, right? While we were adding the number, we moved to the left. We moved to the what? We moved to the right. Like when we were adding the positive numbers, we were moving to the right. But when we were subtracting, like adding the negative number, we were like moving to the left, right? But this will be opposite of it, right? So when you're going to subtract a positive number, you have to move in the left direction. So left direction will be what? You have to move 1, 2, 3, 4 position. So this is the answer. right? So you have to move just the opposite, right? So you have to move left. So you have to start from what? Start START. Start from 3 and move 4 units in left, right? In left. So what will be your answer? Your answer will be what, beta? Your answer is what? -1, right or not? Right? I'll give you one more question. What is the question? The question is find -3 minus of 4, right? So first you have to make a number line. Just follow the rule, right? Yeah, so if you're going to make a number line, so this is equals to what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So what you have to do? You have to start from where? First go on the -3, right? So you are subtracting. Now let me make just a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, -6, -7, right? So just see over here. Now you have to see you are adding a positive number. You are adding a positive number. So you will be moving where? In the left direction? Yes or no? So what happened? So you will be moving 1, 2, 3, 4 in the left direction, right? Left. Yes. So start from -3, right? Start from -3. Start from -3 and move 4 units in the left, right? So your answer is what, beta? Your answer is what? -7. Okay, now we are going to do the next rule to subtract a negative integer, right? What is the rule number 2? Okay, what's the rule number 2? Rule number 2 is what? To subtract, just follow the same, like alt of it, like to subtract a negative integer move to the right. We have moved to the left, now move to the right, on the number line. Right, now you have to just follow the question, right? What does the question says? The question says over here, find 4 minus of -3, right? So you are subtracting what? A negative number. So you will draw a number line, right? Draw a number line like this, right? So this is equals to what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is what? -1, -2, -3, -4, right? So what happened to over here? If you just see this, it says that now before you was adding the negative number, we move to the what? Left? Yes or no? Move to the left. But now here you are adding the negative number. Sorry, my bad. When you were adding the negative number, you move to the what? Beta left. Right now, when you're subtracting the negative number, you will move to what? Right, that's it. So this is like 4, right? First you move to the 4 and then you go 3 position to the right. So this is like 1, 2 and then 3, right? You will be moving right. Yes or no? So you start from here, right? You start from like start from 4 and move 3 units in the right. Right. So your answer is what, beta? 7. Right. I'll give you this question as homework, right? Try this question as homework. Find -2 minus of -5. Right. Can you do this question? Right, now this you have done. Now this is like now what you have to learn, like how to do the subtraction. See, subtraction may what happen, Now we are going to do the subtraction without a number line, right? Like subtraction of a number. Okay, subtraction of number. This is really dark color. Just a second, let me take some bright color. Subtraction of number, subtraction of integers without number line, right? Without number line, right? Yeah, subtraction of integer without number line. So here you have to follow, like what you have to do when it says that you have to just add the additive inverse to the number. If I say like you have to just, I'll write it down for you, like what is the thing, like subtracting one integer from another integer is same as adding the additive inverse, that is means what, opposite of the integer that is being subtracted to the other integer, right? To the other integer. For example, if I give you the question, like for example, if I say subtract, question is 4 minus of 7, right? Now 4 minus of 7, what do you have to do without a number line? So here is a negative sign. What is the opposite of 7? It is equals to what? Minus 7. So you have to just add, change this sign. It will be what, beta? 4 plus of negative 7. Right? So 4 plus of negative 7. So actual may what you will be doing? Actual may you will be what? Actually you will be subtracting. Now this become question of addition. Yes or no? Now this become the question of addition or not? Actually you will subtract. Subtract and put the negative sign. So 4 minus 7 is what? 3, and 3, 7 is greater, so negative 3. Right or not? This is first question. If I give you the next question, question number 2. Question number 2, if I say minus 5 subtracted by like 7, right? This is a question. Now you have to see this opposite of 7. Opposite of 7 is equals to what? Minus 7. So what you will write? Minus 5 plus of 7. Now this is again the question of what? Again the question of addition. So actual may you will be what? Actually you will be what? Subtracting. Yes or no? Which is equals to what? 7 minus 5 is what? 2, and 2, 7 is greater. So 2. Right or not? Now if I give you the other question, like see question number 3. If I say minus 5 minus of minus 2. Right? Now it says that opposite of minus 2 is what, beta? 2. Yes or no? So can I write this as minus 5 plus of 2? So again you will be like actually subtracting. Yes or no? Actually subtracting. Yes or no? Which is equals to what? 5 minus 2 is what? 3. Put a negative sign. Right? Now if I give you another question, like question number 4, if I'll write 4 minus of minus 7, right? So this is equals to what? Again, opposite of minus 7 is equals to what? Beta? 7. So this is equals to what? 4 plus of 7 is equals to what? Now you will be actually adding, right? Actually adding, right? So this is equals to what? 7 plus 1, 11, right or not? Now if I give you one more question, 11 minus of 5, right? So what happened this over here? Now opposite, now this is easy, you can do in your head also. Opposite of 5 is equals to what? Negative 5. So can I write this as 11 plus of negative 5? Yes or no? Yes or no? 11 plus of negative 5? Yes or no? So you will be subtracting. Yes or no? So actually you will be subtracting. Actually you will be subtracting, which is equals to what? 6. Yes or no? Now this is question number 5. Now we are done with these things, right? Now I'll give you one tough question. Give me this question. Minus of 526, negative of negative 217. Now think fast. What you will do? This will be what? Opposite of negative 217 will be what? 217. So this is equals to what? Minus 516. It will be what, beta? Plus 217, right or not? Yes. So this is equal to what? Actual subtraction. Actually you will be subtracting, right? Actually you will be subtracting, so you will be getting what, beta? You will be subtracting, so this is equals to what? 309. Now this is like 526 is greater, so negative sign. Yes, I think so everyone understood this concept very well, right? Now we'll do the successor and the predecessor of a number. What is the successor and predecessor of a number? Successor and predecessor, right? Successor and predecessor, I think so everyone have done. Successor and of integer. Yep. Successor and predecessor. Successor and predecessor you have already done in your again in the whole number chapter, right? So successor and predecessor, if you talk about, like if you take one more than a number, like one more of a given integer is known as what? If you take one more than a given integer is called successor. Right. And if it says that one less than a given integer is called predecessor, right or not? Predecessor. So for example, if I ask you the successor, I'll write successor and predecessor of negative 3. So successor and predecessor of negative 3, just think. Now if you see on a number line, right? So this is 0 and this is negative 3, this is negative 2 and this is negative 4 and this is negative 1, right? So if you see that one more than a number means what? One more than a number in the right direction, right? And one less than a number means what? In the left direction. Yes or no? So its successor will be what, beta? Its successor will be equals to what? Minus 2. Yes or no? Minus 2. And the predecessor will be equals to what? Predecessor is equals to what, beta? Minus 4, right or not? If I give you one more example, if I'll ask you successor and predecessor of minus 1000, and there are two questions, minus 1000 and 10,000, right? So this is the second question, right? So if I see that the first question, like minus 1001, right? So what will be the number above it and below it? It will be what, beta? Minus 99,999, and this will be what? Minus 1001. Now we have already seen that minus 19999 is greater than that of 1000. So its successor will be what, beta? Its successor will be equals to how much, beta? Minus 999, and its predecessor will be equals to what? Predecessor is equals to what, beta? Minus 1001. But this is just opposite for the positive number. If I say like this, if I say like for 10,000, right? So for 10,000, what is the number just below it, right? So it will be what? 9,999, and just above it will be what? 10,001, right? So we know that 9,999 is lesser than what? 10,000. So its predecessor will be what? This will be a predecessor and this will be a successor. So successor will be what, beta? Successor is equals to what? 1001, and its predecessor is equals to what? Minus 1001. Sorry. Yeah, this is Oh, my bad. It will be 99999. Right. Now, I think so everyone is good to go with the addition and subtraction of the numbers. Now let's do few questions on this, right? So let's do some questions on it. What are the questions? Like if you're going to add like the integers, addition, and like if I say question is like simplify, I'll say better simplify, right? Simplify, if I say to add and subtract more than 3 or more integers, right? If I say like 9 plus of minus 3 minus of minus 2. But see over here, this is an addition, this is addition, and over here this is a subtraction, right? So first, before solving a question, always change the subtraction sign into the addition sign. So for changing the addition sign, it will be what, beta? 9 plus of minus 3, and this will become what, beta? Opposite of this will be what? Opposite of minus 2 is equals to what? 2? Yes or no? So this will be what? Plus 2? Yes or no? Now what you do, this is the trick question. Trick means what? You have to be careful. Now over here, this and this, what are like these are the like this can be added easily or not. So 9 plus 2, rearrange. As I told you in the last class also, rearrange it. So 9 plus 2, then plus of minus 3. So it will be what, beta? 11. 11 plus of minus 3. So you will be what? Actually subtracting? Yes or no? Actually you will be what? Subtracting. So 11 minus 3 is what? 9. Sorry, 8. That's it. Answer. Yes or no? I'll give you one more. Simplify. I'll give you the question. That's simplify. Now, again, there's the same thing. This is what? Addition? Yes or no? This one is what? Subtraction. So change the subtraction into addition. It will be what? 280 plus of minus 130. It will be plus what? Plus of minus 96. Yes or no? That is opposite of what? Again, opposite of what? 96, which is equals to what, beta? Minus 96, right or not? So add, and this will become minus 96. Now just see, we have seen that negative integers, when the two negative integers are added, like when you have the addition of two negative integers, actually you add, right? Actually you add, right? Actually you add. Actually add and put the negative sign. So it will be what? 280 plus of what? Minus 130, 96 will be equals to how much, beta? It will be 722. It will be what? Negative 222, 26. Yes or no? Yes. Now it is again addition of one positive, one negative. So you will be what? Actually subtracting? Yes or no? Actually subtracting? Yes or no? Actually subtracting. So your answer will be what? 280 minus 226 will be equals to what, beta? 54, right? I'll give you one more. Question is simplify minus 146 plus minus of 78 minus of minus 124 plus of 69. Now just see the sign. Always see the sign, right? So this is add, right? This is subtract, right? And this is add. So where you have to change the sign, you have to change the sign of over here. So opposite of minus 124 is equals to what, beta? 124. So this is what? Minus 146 plus minus of 78, right? And this will become what, beta? Plus of 124, right or not? And this will be plus 69. Now give a close observation, beta. These two numbers are already like addition of two positive integer. Addition of two positive integer? Yes or no? Addition of two positive integer? Yes or no? And this is what? Addition of two negative numbers? Yes or no? Addition of two negative integers? Yes or no? So this is equals to what? So first what you do, this is a trick. Over here you have to learn the trick like this. So it's like this. You learn the trick. What's the trick? You add these two. So it will be what, beta? Excuse me. So this will be equals to 13 and 9, right? 1, 9, 3, right? And this is equals to what? You will be actually adding this thing. The 146 plus 78 will be equals to what, beta? Minus 224. Now this is the addition of what? One negative, one positive. So what you have to do? You have to actually what? You will be actually subtracting. So this is, I think so you understood, so no need to write much more of this. So after subtracting, it will be what, beta? 7, and this will be what? 31, right? Minus 31 is your answer. Right? Again, this is the last one, right? This one is the last question, right? The question is, simplify 7 minus of 5 plus 4 minus plus 4 plus 3 minus 2 minus 6 minus 8. Now what you do when these numbers are written like this, right? There's like see, till now we have been doing the question. Right now there's a change of sign. There's no need to do the change of sign. When there's a negative sign, what you do, you actually this is what? Negative in number plus negative number plus negative number plus negative number, right? Or can I write like this also? 7 plus of minus 5, right? Can I write this as 4 plus of 3 plus of minus 2 plus of minus 6 plus of minus 8 or not? By using the property that adding the additive inverse, right or not? Additive inverse after additive inverse. So now give a close observation over here, beta. If you give a close observation over here, that these are what? Negative integers, negative, negative, negative. So what you do? You add minus 5, right? Plus of minus 2, plus of minus 6, plus of minus 8. That is what rearrange. And over here, you add 7 plus 4 plus 3. That's all you add. So this will become what, beta? 7 plus 6, 7 plus 6, 7 plus 8, 15, 21. So minus 21 plus 14. Yes or no? This is 14. Right? So this is what? Addition of what? Negative integer plus positive integer. So it will be what? Answer is what? Negative 7. Yes or no? I think so everyone good to go with this thing, right? Now let's do some word problem on this, right? It says that, the question is, says that a driver, write down the question, a driver was diving 100 meter below sea level, right? He went down 20 meter and came up 35 meter again, right? How far below sea level did he dive? Right, this is the question. Now read out the question very carefully. Now it says over here, the driver was driving 100 meter below the sea level. So it means what? He is below minus 100 meter, right? He went, right now, let us suppose this is a sea level, right? This one is a what? A sea level, right? He went sea level, right? Now he went 100 meter down. So he is on minus 100, right? And then he went down again 20 meter, right? He went down again 20 meter. So we'll be going what? Down minus 20, right? So he'll be reaching what? Minus 120. So plus minus 120, minus 20. Yes or no? Yes. Now he says that he comes back again to the what? Comes back 35 meter again. So he reaches 125. He come back again from here. He changes his direction and came over here. So what you will do, beta? You will what, beta? Subtract. You will be what? Adding. He came back above. Will be what? 35 meter above. Like say you will be adding up 35. Yes or no? plus 35, he came back above, he went down, so below minus 20, and then he went up plus 20. So just add it up, so it will be what, beta? Minus 100, right? So this is plus also what? The negative integer plus negative integer will be what, beta? I'll just write it again. So this will be what? Plus 35. So it will be what? Minus 120 plus of 35 is equals to what, beta? Minus 85 meter. That is minus 85 meter. Or we can say that 85 meter below sea level. Yes or no? Yes, shall I give you one more question in the same way? The water level at a dam drops 4 centimeter per day. Every day it drops, right? What is the total drop in the water level after 6 days? Now just think this question, right? If you say that per day it's dropping, so first day, day 1, right? So day 1, it will be drop of what, beta? Minus 4. Then day 2, it will be dropped as what? Minus 8. Yes or no? Yes, it's dropping. You draw on a number line, it's dropping, it's dropping, it's dropping, right? Right, 4 meter. Like if I say day 3, so it will be what, beta? Minus 12. Yes or no? You're adding, right? If you just draw the number line, right? If you draw the number line, if this is a 0, right? So this is what? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8. So on the day 1, it's on 4. Then again, it's dropped. So it is, you have to go on the left or on the right. So you'll be going on the left direction or not. So you'll be adding 4 over here. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now similarly on the day 4, right? So day 4 will be what, beta? Minus 16, right? Day 5, it will be what, beta? Minus 20. And day 6, it will be what, beta? Minus 24. Yes or no? So what is the drop in the water level after the 6 days, right? So after the 6 days, it will be dropped to what, beta? Minus 24. Yes or no? So your answer will be what? Your answer will be what? Minus 24 centimeter, or total drop in the water level, after 6 days is 24 centimeter, right? I think just write it down. I'll get a question for you. Just a second. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, 2 false question, right? Okay. Yeah, this is the question. So if you give a close observation to the question, it says over here it says that state the following, true or false. The sum of the number and its opposite is what? Always a 0. Yes or no? Yes or no? If I say like 2 plus of minus 2, it will be what, beta? 0. That's the additive inverse. So additive inverse means what? If you take the number and the opposite of it, it will become what, beta? 0 or not? So it's true, right? Now if I say the sum of the two negative integer is also a positive, the sum of two negative integer is a positive, it's always a positive integer. No, sum of two negative integers, if you say the sum, right? If you want to find the sum of like minus 4 plus of minus 8, so it will be what, beta? This is first part and this one is the second one. If you're going to add, so adding, like this is a two negative integer, so you will be added up, so it will be what, 12, and you have to put the negative sign, so it will be negative. So this will be what? False, right? Now if you talk about the sum of a negative integer and positive integer is always a negative. So think on this. Think. The sum of a negative integer and a positive integer. So if I give you a sum of negative integer, if I like give you like -4 plus of minus plus 4, 8, and I give you one more question like -8 plus of 4, right? So what will be your answer? It will be what? Negative plus positive. So actually you will be subtracting the number, right? But you have to put the sign of the number which have the the numeral which have the greater sign, right? So -4 plus 8 will be what? 4, and here also 4. But this will be what? -4. Now one you are getting like positive, right or not? And here you will be getting the answer as what? Negative or not? Yes, so it's always a negative integer, so this one is what? False, right? Now coming to the 4, the successor of -1 is -1. True or false? Think. Successor. So if you're going to draw a number line, so it is what? 0, -1, and this is 1. The successor of -1 is just the immediate number. So successor means what? Going on the right, right? Going on the right position. So this will be what? 0. Answer is false. Right. The sum of the 3 different integer can never be a 0. Yes, it can never be a 0, right? The sum of 3 different integers, right? If you take the sum of 3 different integers, it can be 0. Like if I give you an example, it can be 0. So like, let us suppose if I say like 4 plus 3 plus of -7. These are 3 different integers and you're adding up, right? So it says that, so it will be what? 4 plus 3, it will be what? 7. Minus of 7, it will be what? Beta 0. So it's false. Yes? Good to go? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no, class? Yes, everyone? Okay. I'll give you 2 questions, right? Now, this is a question given. Subtract the sum of -1250 and this from the sum this and this. So you have to find the sum, 2 sums differently, right? So you have to subtract. So what you have to do, as we have know, if I say subtract 4 from like 5, right? So if I write subtract, if I say subtract 5 from 4, so it means what? You will be writing 4 minus of 5 or not? Yes, so what you have written like 4 over here and subtract -5 from here. So first you have to find the sum of these two, right? Sum of these two numbers, like sum of, it will be what? Sum of -1250 plus of 1138, right? So you have to find the numbers. So this will be equals to how much, beta? This is equals to, so this is equals to what? You will be actually subtracting. So this will be what? -112. And the sum of the other two numbers, that is 1136, right? 1136 minus of 1272, right? 1272, right? So this is equals to what, beta? -136, right or not? So now you have to subtract the sum, this from this, right? So from this, according to question, ATQ means what? According to question, -136 minus of -112, right? So now you have to do the subtraction. So you have to take what? It will be what? -136, and this will be equals to what, beta? Now the opposite of, I'll write this as opposite of -112 is equals to what? 112. So you write plus sign and the opposite will be what? 112. So this is equals to what, beta? 24. Negative is your answer. Yes. Okay, done writing? So I'll give you one more. See this. It says that calculate this value. See, it's like this. Oh my goodness, it's very big number, right? So if you give a close observation to this number, it's written what? 1, right? Plus of minus 2, right? Then plus of 3, right? Then minus of 4. Then it is what? Plus of 5. And then plus of what? Beta minus 6, right? So if you see like this, if you pair it up, right, it will be what? 7. Then it will be what? Minus 8. It will be what? Say this is a trick question. So this will be 9 and this will be what? Minus 10. It will be what? 11. It will be what? Minus 12. Then it is what I'm writing over here. So 13, it will be what? Minus 14, right? It will be 15 and this will be what? Minus 16. If you give a close observation over here, you see that if I write 1 plus of minus 2, just give a close example. If I write 1 minus of 2, so this is what? Minus 2 plus 1. So can I write this as equals to what? Negative 1, right or not? So this is equals to what? Negative 1. So similarly 3 and 4 is equals to how much? Beta? Negative 1. Yes, 4, like if I say 4 minus 5, right? So this will be what? Negative 1, like this is. So 5 minus 6 will be what? Again negative 1. If you give this again negative 1, yes. If I see this again, a negative 1. If you see this again, this is again negative 1. You see this again, this is again negative 1. If you see this again, this is what? Negative 1. So how many negative ones you are going to add? So this is what? Negative 1 plus 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 negative 1. How many times you're adding negative 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're adding 8 times a negative 1. So your answer will be what? Minus 8. That's your answer. Next question. Done? Okay, see this question. It says that it says over here, if delta is the operation on the integer such that a delta is equals to b, this is just symbol. I'm just saying a delta, but just saying this is a sum symbol. It's equals to what? Minus a plus b plus minus of 2 for all the integers a and b. So these type of questions sometimes comes in your like Olympiads or something like that. So it means what? 4 delta 3. So 4 delta 3 means what? This means what? This is a and this is b, right? So do the comparison. So this will be what? Minus 4 plus of 3 minus of minus 2. Do the comparison. So this is minus a plus b and this is minus of minus 2, right? So if you're going to do this, if you're going to solve, right, solve, so this is equals to what? Beta minus 4 plus 3 and this is equals to what? Additive inverse, this is negative, so plus 2, right? So plus 2, it will be equals to what? Minus 4 plus of 5, it is equals to what? 1. That's your answer, right? Okay, I'll give you one more. See, such type of questions generally come for your Olympiad level, right? So it's like in your IMO types questions, right? So let's do this. See, if it says that a and b are the two integers such that a is the predecessor of b, then what is the value of a and b? If such type of question comes and you think, oh my goodness, this is like something is very tough. So what do you do? It's like say a and b are the two integers such that a is the predecessor of b, right? So you take any number in your head, right? So you say let b be like 2. Right, so a is the predecessor, so a will be what? 1. So it says that find the value of a minus b. So a minus b will be what? 1 minus of 2. So this is equals to what? 1 plus of minus 2. So this is equals to what? Minus 1. That's it. That's your answer. Or you can take any other example. Like if you take b is equals to like 89, yeah, 88. So a is the success predecessor. So it will be what? Beta 87. It says that a minus of b. So it is what? 87 minus of 88. So it is what? 87 plus of minus 88 will be equals to what? Again, minus 1. That's your answer. See, these are like trick questions which comes in your head, like they will ask you whether it's true or false, this and that, right? Let's do some true and false again. Okay. Yeah, this is the last one. Okay, this one is going to be the last. This is going to be a true and false question, right? Okay, so let's do this question. Yeah. Which of the following statements are true, right? So you have to just keep on solving, right? So first part, it says that minus 13 is greater than that of minus 8 minus of minus 2. So can I solve this minus 13 minus of 8? It will be what? Plus 2, right or not? So this is equals to what? Minus 13, and this will be what? Minus 6. So which one is greater? This one is greater, right? So this one is false, right? Yes or no, right? This one is false. Now see the second part. If you go down the second part, it says that minus 4 plus minus of 2 is greater than that of, like, I'll just remove the sign. I'll put instead this, right? Or 2, right? So this will be what, beta? Minus 4 plus 2, it will be what, beta? Both are the negative integers. You can see directly. Negative integers plus negative integer, the answer is again giving a negative integer. Negative integers are always less than the positive integer. There is no need to solve, so your answer is true. That's true, right? Because this is always negative, there is no need to solve. This is going to be negative, this is going to be a positive, and positive is always greater than the negative. So yes, this is greater. Now if you see the third part, right? The negative of a negative integer is positive, right? Negative of negative integer is what? Positive. Right or not? Yes, we have done that also, because negative of negative 2 is what? Right now we have done, if you're going to take the additive inverse of negative 2, it will be what, beta? 2, which is equals to what? Positive. Yes or no? So this is true, right? Now coming to the fourth part. It says that if A and B are the two integers such that A is greater than B, then A minus B is always a positive. A and B are two positive integers. See, such type of questions come, you always think the example in your head and then you give the answer, right? So A and B are the two positive integers and A is greater than B. So A is greater than B. Let's take some example like 3 is greater than 2. Like this is A is greater than B. And let's take some example like minus 5 is greater than minus 7. This is A and this is B. You have always have to take all the possibilities, right? So it says that A minus B is always positive. So A minus B means what? 3 minus 2 is equals to 1. True. It's true. Now if I say minus 5 minus of minus 7. So this is equals to what? Minus 5 plus of 7, which is equals to what? True. This is true. Yes. So greater number minus the smaller number is always true, right? This is true. Now coming to the fifth part, right? The difference of the two integer is an integer, right? We have already done it above in the closure property. That is, if you're going to subtract any two integers, the answer is always an integer. So yes, it's true. Always, right? Yes, that is closure property. We done above. Closure property, we did. Right? Now, if you talk about the sixth part, right? What is the sixth part? The additive inverse of a negative number is negative, right? Additive inverse of a negative number. Like if I'll say additive inverse of negative 2 is what? 2, which is what? Positive. Yes, additive inverse of a positive number is negative, and additive numbers of negative number is what? Again, positive. So this is positive. So this is false. Right? This is positive. Now it says that 7, the additive inverse of a positive number is negative. Yes, it's true. Because if you say that additive inverse of a positive number is 2, so it's minus 2, right? So it's true, right? Now additive inverse of a negative integer is positive. Yes, this is true. Negative integer is true. So I think so, class, have you understood the entire topic very well or not? Hopefully you have understood everything very well. So if you have any doubt, any concern related to this, you can always ask this on the PDF to your respective teacher. Always, whatever the queries you have in your head, you can always ask. Thank you, class. I think so the integer is over, and we'll be taking the next session on the next chapter. Okay, that will be the fractions. So bye-bye. Good to see you again. Bye-bye, everyone.